The fight starts standing up. The fight started in a confrontation. I might not even know my attacker, who he is, what he wants, but it ended very badly for him, and it started very abruptly for the both of us. Again, as I see he's confronting me in an aggressive manner, I create the space or the distance with this arm. I'm able to use this arm to keep him at a distance. I have a good fight stance here. My power leg is back. I'm on the ball of my foot. I'm very relaxed here. I don't want to be stiff, guys. I want to stay relaxed. My hands up, blocking whatever's coming at me. It's possible he could have a weapon, a bat, a stick, a knife in his hand. So it's very important that I keep the distance. If he closes the distance on me here, I'm able to shift my body. And I don't compromise my stance. I don't compromise my position. When he does get crazy with me and close the distance hard, I'm going to immediately protect myself. Because like I said, guys, everybody has a puncher's chance. Nobody's invincible. We could all get knocked out. When he does close that distance, I put both hands on my head, gripping my own head, putting my elbows together very tight, dropping my base, dropping my level. I crash into him, using the side of my head, pulling his hip into me. As hard as lifting his hip. Walk, close the distance, get the takedown, follow him to a mount, mounting high, striking him in this area, in the facial area, forearms, whatever your choice is, end the fight. I'm Boiuso, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, Palm Beach County Sheriff. I showed you what it's like, a realistic situation where I'm facing an attacker face to face, and what he's trying to do is he's trying to strike me with either an object, his hands, kicks, whatever. It's a real live street fight, and I have to take that street fight as so. And with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, our three main things that we want to do is we want to bring the fight to the ground as quickly as possible, control our opponent, and of course, the third most important thing is finish him. And that's what I want to emphasize in finishing an attacker. Because the fight's not just going to finish with a tap out. We train to be safe, and of course we never want to hurt our partners when we're training. Very, very important. That's why I always emphasize to all you guys, find a good academy to train at under an experienced black belt where you know you're going to be safe and never be injured, or try not to be injured. I was careful enough to, I keep the distance from my attacker at first and not become sucked into his aggression. I keep the distance so I'm not hurt, I'm not kicked, punched, or surprised. What I'm doing, guys, in this position, in this situation, I should say, I'm controlling the situation. I'm controlling the fight. I'm going to bring the fight to my level, to my speed, to my awareness. When he became so frustrated that I'm keeping my arm out and keeping him at bay where he can't punch me, kick me, bite me, he became a little bit more crazy, or a little bit more aggressive, and he initiated the attack. As he started throwing aggressive punches or say kicks, I had to defend myself immediately. And what I did was I defended myself, my face and my vital parts of my body by blocking my face and protecting myself with my forearms. And I showed you in the video that the forearms are very strong. It's a lot of meat, a lot of bone. Our elbows are the hardest part of our body. And I was able to close the distance, create the clinch. Once I created the clinch, I gripped him around his hip, which is either the strongest or weakest part of the body. The hip for us in Jiu-Jitsu is the most strongest because we can create a lot of leverage using our hip. Once I gripped his hip, I took the leverage away from him. I brought his body, his hip into my hip, breaking his posture, breaking his base, and I proceeded with a forward momentum, putting him on the ground in a mount position, once I stabilize my mount position, he's basically finished here, and I'm able to do what I want to do, dictate the fight, control the fight, and of course I'm going to finish the fight. I decided that I'm throwing punches in this position, and I'm incapacitating him to a point where he's no longer a threat to me. And from there, you know, it's just up to you how far that situation is going to go. In my experience, I've been a police officer for 10 years. I've had countless encounters countless fights in the street, and because of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because of my training and experience, I'm able to be here talking to you today, and I was able to survive several deadly force situations where I came out on top. Now, we don't want to just become a survivor, guys. Survivors are people that end up in wheelchairs, walk with canes. We want to walk with confidence, and I believe that learning the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu self-defense system, the Gracie system of self-defense, what Helio and Carlos Gracie created as the martial art, is the most important aspect of all the martial arts.